Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Coming up, ballistic testing. A new round for rabbits is on the market, but does it do its job? It's your last chance to win Sporting Shooter magazine's ultimate shooting vehicle. Editor Dom Holtom's here to tell you how to enter. First, pellet, power and performance. Get those air guns out. Roy Lupton is looking at where to shoot a woodie. Shooting wood pigeons or ferals with an air rifle is sensational sport, but accuracy is key to ensure the bird drops on the spot. Roy likes headshots, but the target's small, so where else is effective? Let's get techie. Does a wing divert a heart shot? Will a crop full of acorns reroute a front-on neck shot? Well, to find out a little more, Roy has gone all Damien Hirst on us, not cross-sectioning a shark, but a pigeon he shot earlier. We're then going to fire pellets at a dead bird at different angles to replicate a typical 30-yard shot.
We've dissected a pigeon here, we've cut it in half, so we're showing all the organs, and we're just going to go through the bird's anatomy and see exactly where we've got to put our shot placement in order to have a proficient clean kill, which isn't always easy on wood pigeons, especially with an air rifle, because they are quite a large bird. You've got an awful lot of feathering here, you've got the wings, which can also add a little bit of deflection if you're hitting the bone on the wing or if you're hitting the compact feathers here, and also the wings can take out quite a lot of the penetration of the pellet as well. With most animals, if you want to make a clean, effective kill shooting into the main body of the animal, you want to affect the heart, so that's going to be your main target if you're shooting into the chest. Unlike a mammal, we haven't got any lungs surrounding the heart. The lungs on a bird are actually set back and run as air sacs down the backbone, down the spine of the bird. As you're going down the bird, then we're getting into the liver and down into the gut region. And again, if you hit the bird there, it's just going to fly off and then die slowly later on, which isn't what you want. Obviously, we want to try and find a shot that is going to drop the bird on the spot.
To illustrate just how tricky it is to hit the heart, Roy's going to push tent pegs stolen from his local scout group through the bird in voodoo doll-like fashion to show where he'd normally shoot a bird with an air gun. First, it's the chest shot.
Looking at it like that, his heart is going to be somewhere around his midline.
Now a side-on shot through the wing.
You can see how hard it is for me to push the skewer through. That's exactly the same problem the pellet's going to have when you're punching through and shooting through the wing like that.
Now a shot at a roosting bird above you.
I'm going to try and take a section midline, and then we shall push through like so. Although I've come very close to the heart and those shots would have probably disrupted the heart, we've still missed exactly where we're aiming at. So that just shows how difficult it is and how precise you've got to be with your aiming point.
Leaving our kebabbed woodie, we retire to the paddock to get some shooting under our wing, or should that be through our wing? For our experiment, Roy is using the Webley Raider sub 12 foot-pounder in .22 calibre.
The first shot that we're going to do is we're going to shoot it from the side, so we're going to go through the wing and hopefully into the heart. I'm aiming for the main chest cavity. Unfortunately, because I'm suspending the pigeon by its neck, it's made it look a little bit of a giraffe pigeon. We'll go around about there.
Our slow-mo side-on shot shows that the pellet punctures the bottom of the heart. There's plenty of power for the pellet to pass through the wing and punch through the vitals. Here he is with his pegs again.
We're looking at the pigeon without his giraffe neck, so if he was sitting in a tree or sitting in the field feeding, that's pretty much the position he would be in. So when you're looking at it like that, so for a reference point, that's pretty much in line with where his heart is. So I'll spin him round in that position, and we are there.
Not all pigeons are going to sit pretty like this. Here's a feral pigeon feeding side on and quartering. Roy uses the spine as a reference for the position of the heart. Next is a shot that will truly test the capabilities of the sub 12 foot-pounder. Will it break the keel?
What I want to try and do is put the pellet directly on his keel bone here. So you've got quite a depth of bone there for the pellet to punch through. So I just want to see what sort of effect we have on that. Now, if you did hit the keel bone, I think the amount of damage and bony damage that it would cause and the impact that it would cause would probably disable the pigeon. But I'm just interested to see if we get the penetration into the vitals as well.
Again, we try and cover this from all angles, and the result is a surprising one. Roy's perfect shot proves the keel is no match for the Acupel and Webley combo.
If we're looking at the pigeon here, the shot has hit smack on the keel bone. So we've gone in there and looking at it, we've got the wound channel tracking down, and that's taken out all of the bone in the keel at its widest part and actually taken the bottom of the heart completely off. So for a kill shot, that is absolutely spot on. You can actually see here, look, it's completely broken the keel bone in half. So that pigeon certainly wouldn't have been going anywhere.
Lastly, it's our whole wood pigeon. Roy doesn't think that the pellet will pass through the bird, but that's a good thing. The pellet needs to be expending all its energy inside the animal.
I just want to see how much penetration we get, whether or not we get a complete pass through. I very much doubt that we will get a complete pass through because it's got to go through both wings and all of the muscle either side and all the vitals and bones. So let's see how we do.
The pellet behaves as expected, and if this were a living bird, we hope it would have dropped on the spot because woodies taste great.
The whole purpose of the experiment for me was just to see exactly where the shot positioning would be best. If you can get away with taking front on chest shots through the keel, we've proved yes you can with that one. But time and time again with any shooting, it's making sure you know your quarry, you understand the anatomy, and you know exactly where you're putting your shot placement that it's going to go through and take out the vitals.
So whatever your quarry, it makes sense to know the bits that result in as quick a kill as possible, both for the best animal welfare reasons and to make sure it ends up grilled and in your tossed salad. And if you want to see Roy dissecting other small animals, why not check out his rabbit skull test that's playing up there on the screen behind me. Just click on it to go through to it. Now, somebody else who needs his head testing. It's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Britain News. The president of the Countryside Alliance reveals her soft side this week. Fearsome fox hunter Anne Malalieu recently adopted a fox cub.
I kept it for about 4 days before I realised this is a wild animal, it's not the right thing to do. But you would be amazed at the number of people who have since then come to me and said, and these are hunting people, that they brought them up with their dogs.
The British should get their handguns back. The Daily Telegraph asked its readers what new laws they would like British MPs to put forward. More than 85% chose a repeal of the handgun ban. To see the poll, copy the link. Florida's efforts to remove an invasive snake received a boost this week. Jason Leon saw a massive Burmese python hiding in a bush near the side of the road near the Florida Everglades. Knowing it was an invasive species, he wrestled it and decapitated it with a knife. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission confirmed that the 18-foot, 128-pound snake is a state record. Yeehaw! A Russian beaver is no joke for a YouTuber. Alexander Targon spotted the animal on the side of a road. He says he dropped his camera and lost a shoe as he tried to escape. In another incident, a 60-year-old angler from Belarus died after a beaver bit him on the leg and severed an artery. Here's an excuse to enjoy the weather this weekend. The Woburn Abbey Country Fair in Bedfordshire is on the 8th and 9th of June. As well as top-class entertainment in the main arenas by some of the countryside's best-known names and organisations, there's gun dog displays, equestrian sports, fishing workshops and loads for the family to get stuck into. For more information about the fair at Woburn, go to livingheritagecountry-shows.co.uk. An American company has brought out a self-aiming rifle. It was after a 350-yard attempt to hit a Thompson's Gazelle that John McHale started work on a way to factor in the range, ballistics, stability and time available. Texan-based firearms firm Tracking Point has brought out a rifle scope that, among other features, logs the target and then tells you when you're on it. In this film, it's used to shoot a kudu at 700 yards. YouTube wingsuit sensation Alex Poley said he first overcame fear when he went spearfishing. Poley and his father are keen anglers and spearfishers. He says catching a fish as big as himself in the sea off southwest Africa as a child was where he learnt about how to handle terror. There are new Facebook groups to look out for this week. Rabbit Shooters is the brainchild of Roger Whale. Meanwhile, Scrap Thunak's badger culling page supporting the cull has received nearly 5,000 likes. And finally, here's a fisherman who has to overcome a fear of birds. Norman Dreger says he's pulling in a Dolly Varden char in a North American river, but some question the video's authenticity. You decide. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Britain News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David. Still haven't got over that jet lag, I see. Now, a group of like-minded people from all over the world telling us how they're getting on. It's Hallo Charlie. Here's what the world's up to this week.
Hello Charlie, this is Henk Jan from the Netherlands. I'm here out in the fields to try my new 223, and as you can see, I've succeeded, so happy day for me. Bye bye.
Hello Charlie, out here in Thetford at the Euston Estate with Chris Rogers. Just shot this lovely cull roebuck. What a great stalk. Thanks Chris.
Hello Charlie, Paul out for a morning stalk in Devon. Just popped out of the high seat this morning. He popped out behind me. Good morning.
Hello Charlie, Dave Cullen from sunny Catterick again. I had a report from one of the farmers that his field was infested with rabbits the size of spaniels. I think the farmer needs some glasses.
Morning Charlie, we're here in South Africa, we're on a morning shoot. We just finished up for the morning. We got 25 Egyptians, 2 spur wings. These are my friends here, Lyle and Hein. Hein's the crack shot, Lyle's the finisher offer, and I'm the carrier.
Send us your own Hallo Charlie. Film yourself on your mobile phone, just a sentence saying Hallo Charlie, who you are and what you're up to. Then share it or email it via YouTube, Facebook, Dropbox, or you send it, you name it, to charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. While we were in Oz, we went to the secret military installation outside Melbourne that is the Winchester Ammunition Factory, where we looked at 2 .22 rounds. First, we had a go at putting them through some gel. Hundreds of millions of rounds of ammunition are produced here at the Winchester factory just outside Melbourne. Although we aren't allowed inside, we've been granted permission to test a new rimfire subsonic 2.2 round on the ground out back. Not out back, just out back. Using a Browning T-bolt, our man from Winchester wants to compare the old, familiar, comfortable and reliable 40 grain hollow point with the new beefier, harder hitting 42 grain. What's 2 grains between friends, I hear you ask? Well, according to the ballistic gel test, it's a couple of centimetres and enough extra oomph for a rabbit shooter to turn his attention to a hare or a fox if needed.
The 42 grain version still has the same violent entry, still has the same similar cavity area. It is slightly extended and it will give you slightly more penetration. Obviously for the Australian market we have foxes. Subsonic's still a popular product for foxes. It just gives you that little bit of edge to give you that more energy downrange. But we didn't want to upset its ability to take small game such as rabbits and whatnot. The 40 grain is still an excellent product for small rabbits. The 42, still a good product for rabbits, but lifts that energy and downrange energy up for your larger game, so for hare and fox. It is still the same loaded length, similar in the front nose, so it will still fit and feed in all our 22 long rifle firearms around the world.
So it's a round that clearly has a bit more bite, but why bother when Winchester's current bullet is bought in bucket loads? Well, it boils down to how the company can offer shooters something new with improved knockdown power, a slightly longer range while retaining the quiet killing efficiency of a subsonic rimfire round.
It's been felt that our competitors have been slowly catching up to us to the point that it's now time that we need to raise the bar. Obviously going to a 42 grain bullet is unique. It just lifts the bar again on what people can achieve with one-shot kills on all the vermin species, especially here in Australia. And obviously with the rabbit being a worldwide target, we want to make sure the 42 was as good, but then better when we start going up into the slightly larger vermin, or we start stretching our range a little bit.
If you want to reach the parts other 22s can't reach, Winchester also produces the PowerPoint, which has an effective range of 80 to 90 metres. Anthony sends a few of these downrange too.
We're shooting at the same distance. Penetration is very similar. There 42s there in the subsonic. There's the PowerPoint Max, but as you can see, it's hit with a lot more energy. The wound channel is a lot greater. It is slightly larger in cross section. Still opens up very quickly, but as you can see, because of the velocity that's hitting and the impact, it's actually fragmenting, so you're getting all these little multiple projectiles going everywhere. But it'll still have a relatively good retained weight.
That's enough gel. We need to get to grips with those invasive Aussie bunnies. A quick trip down the road to a friend's stables offers us a few chances as it gets close to dusk. We get some instant results. Rabbits are not as prolific as we were led to believe, but Brian says they're a real problem in many places across the country.
You can go into some places into mid-New South Wales and literally see hills moving of an evening. And you can shoot all day, you can shoot all night. The other popular one is ferreting. If you're on small acreage or areas where you can't shoot a firearm, the old guys with the ferrets, and they put the polecats down there and they net them all up, they can make a serious dent in a rabbit population as well in a short space of time too. So you can't beat them, it's good fun shooting them.
Brian and Anthony persevere after dark, and what we see, we shoot. There's no doubt that in a land with such a huge rabbiting history, Winchester, Australia knows how to make a good rabbiting round. However, the country that brought us the rabbit-proof fence, the government-sponsored release of myxomatosis, and the first rabbit meat millionaire may have to think about reintroducing the European bunny to this suburb of Geelong. It looks like Oz is running out of rabbits. Winchester Ammunition there, solving the Australian rabbit problem one bunny at a time. Now, Jim Barrington, who's appeared up there in the sky behind me, left his job as boss of the League Against Cruel Sports after announcing that hunting's actually quite good for foxes. We made a film with him this week. You can click on that to watch it. Competition news next. Sporting Shooter magazine in the UK has been running a competition over the past few months to win a shooting truck with all the bells and whistles on it. Here's Dom Holton to explain.
So I just thought I'd pop by and let everybody know, if they hadn't already entered, we are giving away this Great Wall Steed pickup truck, which we've spent the last year modifying at Sporting Shooter magazine to try and turn it into the ultimate shooting vehicle. We've had some great support from people in the industry, including Light Force, who provided some driving lights, foxing light, removable bar, ideal for doing your lamping. We've had the guys at Camoit have provided this brilliant wrap in their blackout camouflage. Wouldn't have been possible without the help of the guys at Kerner's Vehicle Services. They are 4x4 experts. They build custom shooting vehicles, and they helped us with all the technical stuff on this build. They can also build you your dream shooting vehicle. We've had help from General Tyre, who've provided some Grabber AT all-terrain tyres to help you get around in the mud. We've also had a brilliant bespoke build by Lintran, and they have transformed the bed of the truck into a bit of shooter's paradise. We have got a carcass sled here, mounting plate if you want to fit a winch. We've got lockable gun drawers, so you can put all your shooting stuff safe and out the way. If you're into your gun dog handling, we've got this dog transit box from Lintran, which is ideal. It's removable, it's wiped clean, it's got the bowl at the side, it's lockable, safe and secure for taking your four-legged friend out shooting. Basically, we've worked with these guys to try and make the ultimate shooting vehicle, and you can win it. We're giving it away. There's about a week left to enter. All you've got to do is enter our text to win competition. It's a simple question, text the number, this truck could be yours. Someone's got to win it. They won't let me keep it, could be you. The biggest thank you of all, of course, goes to Great Wall, who provided this Steed pickup truck as the main event for the prize. It's been a great truck actually. We've used it for deer stalking, fox shooting, rabbiting. It's been rugged, it's been reliable. It's got 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, low ratio. It's got leather seats, heated seats. It's got all the steering wheel controls, everything you'll need really. And in my opinion, it's the best prize that any shooting magazine has given away ever.
Thank you, Dom. Now, from Chinese trucks to hunting all over the world, it is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting, shooting and fishing videos that YouTube has to offer. To the Outer Hebrides for a rare treat where dog and gun preview gives a taste of grouse and woodcock shooting over dogs. Don't be put off by the endless beautiful Scotland images. You get to the action and it's a pretty piece of filming. Another bird shooting video comes thanks to our viewer Rike from the Netherlands. This is the nightmare pronunciation issue of Hunting YouTube, so apologies in advance. Tonk Poortvliet is the son of the Dutch wildlife artist Rien Poortvliet and a columnist in Dutch hunting magazines. In this film he brings in geese to fold up decoys, shoots some nice doubles, and there is some good retrieving by Snip, his dog. Here's a new Ferrell's air gunning channel. Ototmo is witty enough to call his selection of kill shots a hits show. Hits, get it? Cillian, or is that Chilean, or Killian Farrell is from Ireland but living in the USA. He sends me LRF mullet fishing, a quick session on the last hour of the flood which yields good fish. Many more to come this year, I think, he says. Staying in North America, one angler has come up with the clever idea of attaching a GoPro camera to the line just behind the spinner and then taking the rig predator fishing, yielding a lot of murky water shots and some spectacular footage of angry northern pike. Deer hunting collage is exactly that. The best way to explain Hoosier whitetail hunting in Indiana, say the pro staff at Indiana Outdoor Adventures, is to amalgamate several hunting videos from the US state into one smorgasbord of deer hunting tips and tricks. Outdoor Hub is a new channel with a great future. Actually a series of channels under one parasol. It's American in outlook and all about hunting and fishing. This film is about pig shooting in the USA. And finally, a bit of wildlife behaviour for you now from an Italian channel sent in by the guys at Hunting BE in Belgium. Set to portentous music, here's a wild boar hunting down a roe kid. The mother deer has a go at decoying the pigs away, and like every wildlife fairy tale, it has a happy ending, unless of course you're a pig. You can click on any of these films to watch them. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube or email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. And now something else for you to watch. The annual Breedon Festival of Shooting held at Breedon School in Gloucestershire, UK is one of the great expos of shooting sports. If you are watching this on YouTube, click on the link on the screen. And if you are in the Oxford or Buckinghamshire area on the 15th of June 2013, it's the Schools Challenge organiser, the Oxford Gun Company's Open Day. Well, we are back next week, and if you're watching this on YouTube, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button somewhere around the screen, or I might pop a link somewhere on the page just about there. Or go to our webpage, fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Or scroll down to the bottom of the page and pop your email address into our constant contact form, and we'll constantly contact you about our programme that's out 7 PM UK time every Wednesday. This has been Fieldsports Britain. Glad to be home in Blighty.